listening to Sports Talk 916 with Greg Bull and Coach Greg Veroza.
If you'd like to participate in the show, there are a couple of ways to do it. If you want to contact us on Twitter, use the show's Twitter address, which is @SportsTalk916. For Greg B, go to @MrChief916. And for me, Coach Greg, it's @Greg Veroza. And Veroza is VAROZZA. And if you want to chat live with us, the best place to go is go to the Mixler page and hit chat. There you'll see all of us chatting together as the show goes on. Hello. Hi, how are you? And like I said before, or I was dreaming or something, I'm not standing up for the Open. I'm just not going to do it. It's not going to happen. I'm protesting. I'm protesting this show being on Sunday nights and not having the freedom to do it when I want to.
Do you feel oppressed? Or
yes,
suppressed,
I am depressed. I'm suppressed.
Or oppressed or oppressed.
Oppressed, that's what we are.
Or
I don't respect a radio station that makes us go on when we don't want to go on.
We're not on a radio. Well, okay. Anyways, season 5, episode uno.
August 28th, 2016. And good evening, everybody.
What up?
My name is Greg. I'm one of the two-headed monsters of Greg. Barnbaum, that's how you say it. Nowhere else. No way else. The two-headed monsters of Greg that together are Sports Talk 916. I'm Coach Greg Veroza. Over there's my buddy, Coach Greg Bull.
I coached once.
Mr. Chief.
TJ, it's season 5. Season 4 of the Fantasy Football League. Season 5 of Sports Talk 916.
Yep.
So, how you doing this week, bud?
You know, it seems like I feel like we just went over this.
We, yeah.
You know, it's so comfortable. I'm having a good week. I showed some cool houses. Picked up a couple new clients, and one really cool house had an elevator and a urinal.
What?
Had a urinal in the house.
I'm about to put a urinal in my house. that would be awesome.
And it was fun. Other than that, just the regular old week of weeks, and just getting ready for tomorrow and starting all over again.
Tomorrow is Monday, which is my Friday, which on October 1st officially will become my Wednesday. My days off are changing to Thursday, Friday. TJ, I like that idea. Instead of a urinal, put in a trough like at the Coliseum in my bathroom.
Hey, I bet you we could get some when no, they're not tearing down the Coliseum anytime soon, are they?
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
So you had a good week. My week was good. My energy level's at 1 right now. Tired.
I gave you 2 earlier. I think, but I think mine's at about 3, so.
Hiked 10.74 miles in Auburn, California.
That's just wrong.
Got lost.
So was
twice.
it 10 total, or with the loss did you...
With being lost twice, 10.74 miles.
Okay.
What's funny is, this isn't really good for radio, but if I show you the the map that we ran, because I wear my TomTom GPS watch, and it tracks everything for us. If you look at the green dot on there is where we started, and then where it goes up to number 1, and then it stops and then goes back. It's just a single line. That was our first whoopsie.
Oops.
We went all the way up to Highway 49. We were supposed to go down to the base of the ravine. We're like, oh shit, this isn't right. So we had to turn around and go all the way back. And we get through and we do all of our big old hike. And then down at the very bottom right where we're on that big old long offshoot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were supposed to take a shortcut around that point that would have cut out about half a mile. Ideally, we were supposed to go about 10.23 miles. Not 10.7. But it was fun. It took us about 3 hours. We swam at the base of the American River down there, which was fucking cold as hell.
Yeah, that's where a lot of people drown too. So.
But it was good. I mean, we got to get used to the Arctic lake or the Alpine lake in Tahoe that we're gonna be swimming in for the race. So we'll get used to it. But I wanted to paint a picture to you because we were talking about rapists and bears on the trail, and I said, what if there was a rapist bear? So imagine this. So you're camping. there's hot water and running water and showers and electricity at your campsites, all the amenities for a guy like you to go camping. And
wait, you're saying I'm not outdoorsy?
I am saying that unless there's chlorine in the water, you're not going in it.
No.
So let's say your campsite, because you snore, is like the furthest one away from civilization, right? And you have to pee. So you go walking through the trail to get to the bathroom. And
I do pee outside, though.
Okay.
I have no problem with that.
You have to deuce. And you have to walk all the way out there because they have like 3-ply in this bathroom, right?
Nice.
And you hear some rustling in the bushes. And you're like, oh, fuck, I think it's a rapist. And then you hear like a growl and you're like, oh, fuck, I think it's a bear.
I think I'd probably go the other way around. I think my first thought would be, oh, shit, it's a bear.
But anyways, out comes a bear. And it does its little stand up and roar thing, you know? Like you've seen The Great Outdoors, the movie
Right.
John Candy,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
it does
yeah.
its roar.
Yeah.
But it has a raging hard on.
Whips it out. Schlong.
As it stands, it just goes with it. What would be more scary than that?
Bear with a hard on.
You're like, I don't know if it wants
A bear with a boner.
I don't know if it wants to eat me or fuck me. Like, I need to run faster than I've ever ran before.
Or he wants to do both. Fuck me and then eat me.
As he's eating you?
Yeah.
Oh man, but that was one of the things that got us through the trails at the, and then Jeff Colenfer in our fantasy football league, he ran ahead and he was like, I'm gonna get back to the truck and I'm gonna take like a nap while we're waiting for the other three. As we're going back up the trail, he zigged when he should have zagged, and trail 1 where we went up mile 1, he did it again.
Oh shit.
On accident. And he got back to the road. It was like, fuck.
Been here already once.
Yeah, had to go all the way back down and then up the right direction. So we ended up beating him to the truck, and we're like, where the fuck did the rapist bear get
The
him?
rapist bear.
It was all bad. So
We need to change his name to Bear Rapist.
or Bear Rapey.
I was raped by a bear.
He was the Bear Rapey. So it's gonna be a short show tonight, guys. We're both dead tired, but there's a hot topic that we're gonna really get to. But
Might not be
first-
tired after we're done with this
But
topic.
first, I have a rant that has nothing to do with Colin Kaepernick or fantasy football, which we'll get to in a little bit. It involves the lazy ass Sacramento Kings, and we'll get to that right when we come back.
If you or anyone you know is thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, they deserve to have someone working with them that not only knows what they're doing, but will explain everything that happens along the way. That person would be me, Coach Greg Veroza of Keller Williams Realty. I have 2 goals. My first goal is to coach you through the buying and selling process, making it easy to understand and as stress-free as possible, which isn't easy sometimes. My second goal is to have fun doing it. Come be a part of my team. Let me coach you or anyone you know through the real estate process. Give me a call at 916-241-8068, and let's talk about how I can coach you through the real estate process. Let me ask you one question. Who do you know that's looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate that I should know right now? Again, that's Greg Veroza, Keller Williams Realty, 916-241-8068. Hey man, what's up with the studio? It looks so much cleaner than the last time. I know I haven't been here in a week or so, but what the hell happened?
You know, I just got tired of cleaning it myself, so I finally gave Crandall's Cleaning Service a call. They came out, looks like this.
Damn, they did a good job.
Yeah, I mean, they're amazing. Fully licensed staff came out, gave me a quick estimate, knocked it out in a couple hours, and they're going to come back on a monthly service.
What, are they going to do the rest of the house, or that couple hours just cover the office?
A couple hours cover the office. That's all I had them quote for. But they do whole houses. They do offices. They do home stagings. They do everything.
Cool.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you want your house clean, give them a call, 916-952-3620. Ask for Nick. Let them know that Sports Talk 916 sent you. Like I said, they'll come out. They'll give you a special quote. They'll do monthly, bi-weekly, weekly, whatever it is you need for all your cleaning needs. They're fully licensed and insured. They'll take care of you the right way.
Sweet. I'm calling tomorrow.
Awesome. Remember, that's Crandall's Cleaning Service, 916-952-3620. Breaking news coming out of the Sacramento Kings and Adrian Wojnarowski. Wojbomb. The Sacramento Kings have agreed to a 1-year deal with free agent veteran point guard Ty Lawson. So now the Kings have a total of 1.5 point guards, assuming Darren Collison isn't suspended for too long. He's basically on a last chance. One more chance to not screw up.
Who, Lawson or Collison?
Lawson. With his weed troubles and different things he's had in the past with different teams and just kind of being run through the ringer. I think he's going to be on his best behavior, though. Think about this. You're a number of years ago, you were considered probably a top 10 point guard.
Yeah.
He led a very successful Denver team for a number of years.
Yep.
You don't sign until August 28th of an NBA offseason? That's got to be a huge kick in the dick.
Absolutely.
TJ, about fucking time they got a point guard. And Barnum's not here to teach him what the Woj bomb is.
TJ.
You're going to have to use fudging.
Yeah, fudging.
TJ got to meet Barnum for the very first time.
I know.
So we'll talk about that when we get to
He was very
football.
happy.
I think he regretted sitting next to him.
I think I regretted sitting near him. Like in the same restaurant.
Right on the same patio.
Yep.
Lazy Sacramento Kings.
Yeah, you teased us a little bit, and you didn't tell me. You wouldn't tell me during the break.
Sacramento Kings and the Golden One Center released the floor renderings for the new hardwood at Golden One Center for next season.
Pretty original, huh?
Pretty carbon copy, if you ask me.
Pretty much. Just change a couple logos.
Change a couple logos, lighten the purple, change the font. Woo!
Yep.
Good job. What the fuck is that? It's supposed to be the most innovative arena, the best arena in the NBA, the best arena in the world, indoor, outdoor, all these bells and whistles. You couldn't get
state of the art.
A two-tone floor? Like, I absolutely love the two-tone floor system in the NBA. And someone put out a rendering right after that. They photoshopped the skyline of Sacramento on the floor.
Cool. That'd be cool.
It looked fucking amazing. But the Kings are lazy. They didn't want to do it.
Does it surprise you?
No, not at all. And that's what pisses me off. It started with the lazy-ass uniforms, and now they have a lazy-ass court.
And lazy-ass logo. I mean, the logo's not any...
Lazy logo, lazy GM.
Lazy owner.
Lazy everything. So, here's the deal. Go through the NBA. Google the NBA and the courts. Minnesota started it with their two-tone, inside the key being a different color than the outside, or inside the arc being a different color. That one was a little bit ahead of its time, I think. You're kind of like, what the hell was that? But then Milwaukee came out with the diamond pattern floor. Right. And Brooklyn has a different color floor. And then the Hornets have probably the coolest floor with the beehive in it.
Right. And then you go to University of Oregon. They have a cool floor.
Oh, you get to Oregon, it has all the trees. And then Cleveland puts the skyline in it, which I think is totally cool. The Hornets the Pelicans have their Pelican logo in the inner key. There's a lot of innovation. Obviously, it's out there to be done. But what do the Kings do?
It's just, it's run-of-the-mill. It's status quo with them. Let's take the easy way out, and we're going to build it up like we've done a whole lot of great things. I'm kind of wondering if Golden One Center is going to be all that it's cracked up to be.
Here's what bugs me. You're the Sacramento Kings. You have your purple. You have your Sacramento Proud. You have all that bullshit on the floor, right? The second biggest logo on your floor is your sponsor, right? Golden One Center. Mm-hmm. It's the rival Laker and Warriors color prominently printed on your floor. Why the hell would you do that?
Well, you have to go with their logo.
Why not just put Golden One Center and then put their logo on the backboard stanchions or somewhere else on the building? It doesn't have to be printed giant on the floor, especially if you're going to remove two of your Kings logos, your secondary logos off the court. Why don't they put the damn lion head? Why don't they put the fucking K, the King K, the
because they don't think. They don't think. They just get it done. They just do it.
The under padding of the floor is made up of your recycled shoes. Remember that? They did a shoe drive. Yeah. Turn in your used shoes. It's going to be part of the floor. No, it's the padding underneath the floor. It's not even part of the fucking floor.
Like I said, I'm starting to wonder if the Golden One Center is not going to be just Arco East.
It does
South.
It doesn't even look like the fucking renderings. The renderings of the side panels made it look like they were like a see-through, glassy-looking thing.
Right.
You drive by it, and I'm not knocking Golden One Center. It is a beautiful building. but it doesn't match the renderings. It is not what they showed us as the final rendering of that building.
I'm not, like I said, I'd be surprised if all the bells and whistles that are in there aren't in there. You know, it's just going to be, like I said, it's going to be Arco Arena. It's just going to be Arco Arena in a different spot.
It's not going to be.
This team is, I don't even know how to, I don't know.
Better off in Seattle?
Yeah. You know, I'm starting to wonder if, let them go.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I love the Kings. I don't want to see them leave. But at this point, it's, what have you done for me lately?
I mean, next year, the building's going to be full most of the year.
Yeah.
Most of the year.
That shine is going to wear off
after next year. So I heard Napier talking the other day, and he was talking about, he's talking about the Rams and them moving back to LA. And he said that they're going to have 2 honeymoon periods. They're going to have the honeymoon period this year.
And then when they break ground on their
and when they build their new thing. And I kept thinking to myself, wow, that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
That really sounds familiar.
We had the honeymoon of keeping the team.
Right.
Which a lot of fans are still on because they won't criticize Vivek for anything.
Right.
Which is total fucking horseshit. And then they're going to have the Golden One honeymoon. And let me put it this way. Like I said, I've said this so many times, the shine of that building is going to wear off fast.
Absolutely.
And if the team's losing and DeMarcus starts to get upset and they move him at the All-Star break,
the place will be empty by the end of the year.
It's going to be easy as shit to get tickets in that place.
You know, I heard somebody that both you and I know, and I'm not going to rat him out on the radio. He happened to be there tonight, who is a very loyal Kings supporter. Say that he was gonna renew his tickets for this year, but this year only. Next year he's not going to do it.
Yeah, and that surprised me.
Yeah, and if somebody like that person who bleeds purple,
he bleeds everything local.
Yeah, but he bleeds purple. If he's not willing to step up and continue to support the Kings after next year because he sees how bad it is, this is a train wreck.
It is.
It's a fucking train wreck.
Yep.
And it's going nowhere fast. And, you know, the sad thing is, we can't even say we're Cleveland anymore because they have a championship.
And here's the other thing, too. So, I don't know if you bank with Golden One or not.
No.
So, they sent out an email a couple days ago that it was kind of a combination email of the season ticket holders perks and Golden One member perks. So, season ticket holders get pre-sales, and they get to go into the stadium an hour and a half early on games, and they get fast pass concession lines, and they get discounts to like amusement parks and different things around the area, right?
Oh, cool.
Golden One members get pre-sale and entrance into the game an hour and a half early, and discounts to Six Flags and all the different amusement parks. It's the same perk. What the hell's the point of being a season ticket holder?
Just go put your money in Golden One.
Go put your money in Golden One. Go do something else.
Wow.
And Kings fans are upset about that now, too. It's like, what the hell is the point of me being a season ticket holder for all these perks if I don't get any of the perks?
Right. Well, if I have to share them with people that aren't season ticket holders.
I'm a Golden One member. I get the same perk as you do.
Right.
And apparently, there's a rumor that opening night season ticket presale may launch as early as tomorrow. But I don't even think I'm going to put any money on it. I almost rather not go to opening night and go watch it in a bar. Because here's the deal. I'm going to Paul McCartney on October 6th. I'm going on the second night of Paul McCartney. And on October...
You are?
Yeah, we have tickets for it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I might sell them, though. And on October 10th, a couple nights later, is... that's on a Wednesday night. It's Sunday night. Saturday night, one of the two, is WWE No Mercy, the first pay-per-view WWE's going to have there.
Is that before? So the first Kings game's what, the 16th?
Yeah, both of them are before the first Kings preseason game. I'm going to get a chance to see Golden One. I may not even care enough to go there for a Kings game at this point. Because I'll tell you this, the team's not going to look that good. Ooh, we signed Ty Lawson, thanks.
Woohoo!
What have you done to address the fact that we have 14 centers, one point guard who might be suspended, and now we have one other point guard? We have 4 shooting guards who can't shoot.
And 14 centers that only 2 can play.
Yeah, what the hell? We have a guy, Bogdan Bogdanovic over in Europe who doesn't even want to come here yet.
and who, by all accounts, in the Olympics, couldn't hit the broadside of a barn door.
Right. And then what do the Kings do in standard Kings fashion? and this was just a rumor that was squashed by the person involved in the rumor. But apparently, the Kings reached out to former shooting guard Doug Christie to offer him a coaching job. It was on Basketball Wives. They talked about it. You know, he went on Twitter and he denied it. Apparently, as more details came out, they offered him a coaching job with the Bighorns, which he turned down. And it's the standard Vivek MO. Bring in the glory years to put a Band-Aid on the bullshit, make everyone happy again because it's bringing the old band back.
Right.
And distract you from the fact that other shit is going awry.
And they're not doing anything.
And so people were like, oh, that would be great. He would be so good for this team, this and that or whatever. And I went on a rant, and I actually got unfriended by 4 Kings fans after this.
Did you really?
Yes, and I'm happy about it. Because here's the thing. The Band-Aid bullshit has to stop. Vlade was a big-ass Band-Aid that's not working out. Peja, big-ass Band-Aid to help Vlade's ego.
And what is he doing?
Nothing. Then you have, former players come out, try to be part of the ownership, which Vivek completely ran that out of town. Mitch Richmond's not even part of the ownership group anymore.
Right.
You bring in Shaq to work with DeMarcus. They haven't talked, apparently, at all. It's just all this, roo-roo, look at us stuff. And what I went on Twitter or on Facebook with was, I have no doubt in my mind that Doug Christie could be a very good coach.
Absolutely.
Because he knows defense. He knows roughneck defensive schemes. But at some point, the Kings cannot be the playground to learn to be a coach. This team needs established coaches that can come in and get shit done. No offense to Doug Christie, but this is not the place for him to develop a coaching career if he wants to become a good coach.
The only thing I disagree with you on is with Yeager being here, he's the one that needs to be the experienced one.
Right.
The assistant coaches, I'm all right with somebody like Doug Christie coming in because I think he'd do a good job. And he can learn from somebody like Yeager. But, there was talk about Christie, before they hired Yeager, as Christie getting an interview for the head coaching job. That would have been a big mistake. But they have somebody coming in. Yeager's the one that's going to set the tone for everything. And the assistant coaches are going to do what he tells them to do. So I think in that aspect, coaching's not that hard. It's not really that hard. It's pretty cut and dry. And, Doug's an energetic guy. He communicates well. He knows the game. I think he would have. I think he'd be all right. I disagreed with you with.
So I think he would be a great coach, but I think for the fact that the Kings need to stop being a sideshow, you cannot bring in a former player that's linked to this team in the glory years because I think it puts too much of a distraction and too much of a feel good story of a return to where it'll overshadow if it doesn't work. Fans will give it a free pass, and it'll just be another Vlade. It'll be another Vivek. Look how great he was. He brought all the old players back. He brought this back. He brought that back. I want someone to be held accountable for.
Well, I think that's Dave Yeager's. That's Yeager's job. I mean, Yeager's job is to be accountable. The assistant coaches don't do anything. Nobody goes, that goddamn, Wetzel, John Wetzel. He really fucked up 2002. No, nobody does that. Well, it's all on the head coach's shoulders, and he's going to help them. So he could bring back anybody. He can bring back the whole team from 2002 and be assistant coaches. I'd be fine with that. As long as there's an established head coach that knows what he's doing, that's going to set the tone.
So, but here's the deal, though. Is the Kings roster right now really a place to experiment with a rookie coach? Because, someone else in that argument, one of those people that unfriended me, was like, oh, well, Corliss Williamson's there and you don't have a problem with that. Well, first of all, Corliss left. And Corliss went through the coaching gauntlet in a sense. He was an assistant coach. He was assistant coach in college. He went and coached Arkansas. He earned his spot on that bench to be an established coach with respect around the basketball world. So that's a completely moot point.
Yeah, but realistically, in the grand scheme of things, on the pecking order of assistant coaches, Doug Christie's not your lead assistant coach.
No.
You know, he's probably your fourth coach. He's probably going to have minimal. He's probably going to be running drills is all he's going to be doing. So, you know, just to have him around as an influence to the players, I think is a good thing.
He's already could be around as an influence.
They brought in Thibodeau. I think I see what you're saying. I just don't agree with it. I think you're kind of blowing it out of proportion.
Well, the first thing I see is it's a standard Vivek.
Yeah, I agree. Agreed 100%.
Let's put a Band-Aid on the situation.
Right.
We're not going to be that good. Let's make people happy.
He's a magician. He's sleight of hand.
He's a bad magician because he hasn't done anything that works.
Well, he uses sleight of hand. He uses deception. Ooh. Yeah, exactly.
And for those who don't know what I just did, I did the old look at my hand, and slap with the other hand.
Yeah.
Because that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
And, you know, how about he sticks to his word for once? We're going to build a good team.
How about they develop a plan?
Right, yeah.
How about they develop a plan and, you know, they're not going to disclose what the plan is, but we should be able to figure out what the plan is.
You should be able to see groundwork.
Yeah, we should be able to go, okay. He's had 2 drafts. He's had a full season of free agency. I can see what he's doing. Okay, this makes sense. No, you don't. It's like, you know, I remember.
Sorry, that's super fucking loud.
You know, I remember after the draft going, hey,
why?
What? Yeah, really? There's no plan. And then, okay. Then it came back with, well, you know, we're really going to focus on the free agency market. How did that work for us?
Right.
You know, so apparently the plan is, let's just not do anything. Let's just get players in here.
And you go back to the draft, and it was another magician sleight of hand. Oh, the Kings are on the clock. Oh, the Kings make a trade. Oh, sweet, they're going to make this happen. And then it's like, womp, womp, womp. Like, you know, I have that sound, don't I? They trade for a center, and then they trade back, and they pick another center, and then they get a guy who's in Europe who's not going to do anything, and then they get a guy who can't shoot. And then, like you said, free agency, they sign like the geriatric wing of the NBA. Like, I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of all the bullshit. I'm tired of everything. Hey, Mike, what's up? You can't just say Greg. There's 2 of us. Well, I guess we could wait. I'm glad that paratransit or whoever it was got you home and your lady friend.
Mike, you got to be careful. We're both in kind of surly moods tonight.
Kinda.
We haven't even got started yet.
Oh, we haven't even got to the good stuff yet. Oh, Jesus criminy. Matt Early Bird Special Barnes. Matt, I'm going to punch you in the face for having an ex-wife, Barnes. I know you said Greg. What do you mean? All right, we're going to talk about the fantasy draft. TJ got to finally meet Barnbaum. Keith was the idiot of the day. And we'll kind of do a quick glance over, pick our winners and losers of the Sports Talk 916 Season 4 draft when we come back.
What's up, everybody? We are Corner Pub Sports every week talking sports, beer, and beyond. You can find us live 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time on wildfireradio.com or stream us on cornerpubsports.com. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Corner Pub Sports.
We look forward to seeing you at the pub every Friday night.
Cheers. Yeah, cheers, guys.
Hey guys, Greg here.
And Sheena too.
We just wanted to take a minute of your time to tell you about this awesome local company who has helped us tremendously in the obstacle course racing world.
Seriously, we get banged up enough on these courses, and these products have saved us on many obstacles.
When Sheena and I were getting prepared for our first Spartan race last year, we found the original Warrior Pack and bought some of their gear. After a couple races, we loved their products so much, it was a no-brainer for us to join their race team.
Yeah, and we just completed another run at AT&T Park and finished blister-free thanks to their gloves. I wore the full finger gloves and didn't even break a nail.
You are such a girl. Anyways, guys, go to originalwirepack.com and check out their stuff for all of your OCR needs. And don't forget to use code ST916 for 10% off all of your purchases. Again, that's www.originalwarriorpack.com. Pack is spelled PAK for all of your OCR needs. Hey, Sports Talk 916 listeners, listen up. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in the greater Sacramento area, then there's only one person that you should be calling. It's someone that you listen to every single week for sports advice, and it's time you listen to him for real estate advice as well. Give Greg Veroza of Keller Williams Realty a call, and he will hook you up with all the information you need. Give him a call at his office at 916-241-8068. I did it. My family did it. It was a great experience. Very seamless. Greg's very accommodating, and he'll find you the right home for you. So give him a call. You won't regret it. 916-241-8068. Greg Veroza of Keller Williams Realty. And tell him Sports Talk 916 sent you. And we're back.
Oh, shit.
And Greg's throwing his fucking microphone off the table. He's pissed.
Just got my fucking nose hit by.
Mike Crotch is popular with the animals.
It is.
So let's talk fantasy football draft. We did it tonight.
Yeah, it was
Buffalo
fun.
Wild Wings in
It's always fun.
Citrus Heights,
It's
California.
always fun. It's a fun group of guys.
It is a good group of guys. Barnbaum was there again, and my wife was there. And those were the two. Oh, and Keith's girlfriend, and I'm assuming Barnbaum's girlfriend, Mike, if you can clarify. They were there to take in the draft festivities. TJ says he drafted two Travises. He has Travis Kelsey, and Travis Benjamin. And I think Travis Jennings took a Travis as well. No, he didn't. I thought they were like going for their namesake. But so we did a randomized draft order before everyone got there. Mike, we already broke the news. You're a little late. The Kings have signed Ty Lawson. So the draft order went Will Nanoff with the Crazy Squirrels, myself with the 4th and Niners, Chip Kelly's Balls, that's Ron from Corner Pub Sports, who, Ron, big thanks if you end up listening
Yeah,
to this
thanks,
for
Ron.
calling in, being on
That
time,
was very cool.
and staying on the phone and getting to the draft and being good about it. And then All Night McKnight, which is Nick, he went 4th, Travis TNT 5th, Johnny Benchwarmer, that's Keith Joganatis' team, went 6th. We'll get to that one in a second. Miniature Golf, which is TJ at 7. A fucking Walrus, team 8 was Greg. Colin Furr, defending champion, 9th. And It's Solis. Chris Solis picked 10th. We do a serpentine draft. We go 1 to 10, 10 to 1, 1 to 10, and so on and so forth. 17 rounds. And it was probably one of the fastest drafts we've
It was
had.
pretty quick, yeah. It was, I'd say, 2.5 hours?
I don't even know if it was out
2
long.
hours, 2 hours.
2 hours. We left about 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
So, and that was after starting late
Yeah.
because we were waiting on Chris. It's funny, Ron texted me. He's like, I'm 2,900 miles away, and I'm on time. What the hell's going on here?
He doesn't know us very well, do he?
Right. So first round, we'll kind of just breeze through the first round because I think that's really the most entertaining round. Antonio Brown, Odell Beckham Jr., Todd Gurley, Julio Jones, David Johnson, questionable first running back choice considering the ones that came next. Cam Newton went to Keith. Adrian Peterson, you took Ezekiel Elliott. And then Gronkowski and A.J. Green. I mentioned David Johnson. In the next round, the next running backs that came off the board, Jamal Charles, Le'Veon Bell, Devontae Freeman, Eddie Lacy. Out of those first 2 rows there, how do you feel about that David Johnson pick?
Well, he had a quietly good year last year with Arizona. But there's how many running backs are there up there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I would put him 9 in that list of 8 people.
Yeah?
Yeah, I put him 9th.
And then the next one was Latavius Murray, who I think I would honestly put above him as well.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, he would have been a good 3rd or 4th round pick, but
Barnbaum wants to know, would Ty Lawson signing free up Rudy Gay either to Denver or another team? No, it just addresses a need.
Two different positions.
Yeah, it's a need that they had at point guard. It was very wide receiver heavy in the first 2 rounds. Antonio Brown, Beckham Jr., Julio Jones, A.J. Green, Dez Bryant, Allen Robinson, Denard Hawkins, Keenan Allen, Alshon Jeffrey, Amari Cooper. other than Newton, the first quarterback went off in the 3rd round. Second pick was Aaron Rodgers to myself. Blake Bortles went. Russell Wilson
That Blake Bortles pick was a little, I think that was way early for him.
Ron and I were on the same page there. I basically coin flipped in my head Aaron Rodgers or Blake Bortles.
Really?
I think that Blake Bortles is going to be the breakout quarterback, returning quarterback. I think that there's going to be a rookie that has obviously a breakout, but I think that Blake Bortles and the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be the surprise team in the
I think
NFL
they're
this
going.
year.
I think they're going to be good. I think that was early for Bortles.
He
I
probably
really
could have
do.
went another round later or two.
I think he could have gone 3 or 4 rounds
because
later.
we didn't really have a lot of quarterbacks. But like I said, I was on the verge of taking him right before him. I took Aaron Rodgers. Russell Wilson came off the board next, and then the next quarterback came at Ben Roethlisberger came in the 5th round, and then Breeze and Luck wrapped up that round. Really, there weren't really many surprises other than, you mentioned Bortles. Shady McCoy came off. I took DeMarco Murray right afterwards. I think that Will kind of panicked with the running back, taking Doug Martin, seeing that it went running back. I think he kind of got stuck in that hype a little bit, considering the fact that he has Eddie Lacy, Doug Martin, Arian Foster, Jeremy Hill, and D'Angelo Williams.
That Doug Martin pick is a little strange.
Very running back heavy. The other team that went very running back heavy was All Night McKnight. Nick has Lamar Miller, Ryan Matthews, Giovanni Bernard, Rashad Jennings, Darren Sproles, Bilal Powell.
Well, I kind of went running back heavy too.
You did. You have Ezekiel, then you have Le'Veon Bell, who's suspended, C.J. Anderson, Frank Gore, LeGarrette Blount. So TJ says it's a passing league.
Which makes the running backs that do score points that much more valuable.
Right. And we were talking about it with Travis before the game. Our quarterbacks do score a lot of points because we do have a lot of quarterback incentives, a lot of bonuses. Like Peyton Manning a couple years ago when he threw 7 touchdowns, scored like 300 points by himself in our league.
Right.
But if you look at our breakdown, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, essentially 6 skill position players that are on our starting lineups.
Right.
That balances out a big quarterback.
Well, and the thing with quarterbacks is the difference between the 1st and the 10th quarterback is a lot narrower than the difference between the 1st and the 10th running back.
Oh, without a doubt.
And so that's why you always go with a running back. And in another league, I'm in another league, and we've been doing it for, I think this is 16 years now. Well, I've been in it since 2000, and they were doing it about 5 years before I got there. Nobody has ever won the league that's taken a quarterback in the 1st round. And it's because quarterbacks that difference between the 1st and the 10th quarterback or 12th quarterback is a lot smaller. You have 1 or 2 that are really good, but a good running back scores a lot more points than a good quarterback.
Barnbaum wants to know if why someone didn't take Goff. TJ, I think, answered it perfectly. Goff will be good. It's just not customary to take a rookie quarterback in fantasy football.
Yeah.
Unless you were Keith Jogonatis, who took Dax Prescott, who I think actually will be a very good pick in this draft, especially with Romo being made of glass and hurt again.
But look at his team. He took Prescott in the 7th round, 8th round, and Flacco went in the 16th round or 15th round.
16th round. And then, like in fucking idiot.
Yeah, what was that all about?
In the 14th round, and I wish he was here. I know he was just trying to be an ass, but he took Johnny fucking Manziel. I don't think Manziel's in the league or in Yahoo. I don't think.
No,
sometimes
he's not in the league. So.
Well, sometimes they do have like free agent players. Usually they give him a year or two to be removed.
Mm-hmm.
So, by majority vote. Keith, we decided to give him an equal player to.
It's actually in the league right now.
Yeah, to Johnny Manziel, who's
right now
in the league. He was granted access to Colin Kaepernick. So, if we do winners losers of this draft, I think Keith is like, oh, I'm going to be the revolutionary. I'm going to win this. Blah 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 blah.
No.
I honestly think that Keith and Chris Solis, I think, fall in the bottom of the league.
I mean, just look at his team. So he's got if you put players in A, B, C, D category, he's got an A player his first round. He's got a C player.
No, DeAndre Hopkins, I'd give a B plus or an A. I mean, he's an amazing wide
But
receiver.
DeMarco Murray, no.
No, that's Latavius Murray.
Or Latavius Murray, even lower.
I took DeMarco Murray. DeMarco Murray in Tennessee
Yeah.
is going to be a very good running back.
Olsen, yeah, okay. Rawls, I don't know. Moncrief, Seahawks defense, yeah,
They're top
They're
five.
fine, yeah.
Prescott, the jury's out. He's a rookie, but
Right.
all signs point to him potentially having the Prescott pick is, and I think the Prescott pick and then the pick right after that, the Josh Gordon pick, those two are going to be the same boat. It's either going to be a genius pick or it's going to be, what the hell were you thinking?
But Prescott, he could have gotten much later.
Then he takes the first kicker of the draft in the 9th round, taking Steven Gostkowski.
Ginn he's nothing.
Ginn's old. Marcus Wheaton, that's a homer pick because he had to have a Steeler on his roster.
Treadwell.
Laquan Treadwell, okay.
Raiders D, that's at where he got them, that's a good pick.
It's a very good pick where he got them, considering that they're going to be I think they're going to be a good defense.
Right.
Then he takes Menzel. Then he takes Eric Ebron, a tight end, who in Detroit they don't use their tight end.
No. Well, they're changing their offense around, though, too.
Well, now they don't have the Megatron option.
Right.
And then you have Flacco, Kenny Britt, who I was going to take at the end, but then I had to take a kicker. And I could have taken him over Corey Coleman, but I wanted to give this... I don't even know who Corey Coleman is, but that kid is on every draft board super high.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's in like the top 20 in every wide receiver list I looked at. And then, like I said, we gave him by default Colin Kaepernick. Now, you look at Chris's roster. He takes AJ Green, good pick. I mean, Dalton always goes AJ Green.
Yeah.
He takes another Tony Romo style glass player in Jamal Charles, coming off like 14 knee injuries. I don't think I would have taken Jamal Charles that high. Sammy Watkins is yet to have a breakout year. Kelvin Benjamin, if he can stay healthy and
could be good.
He could be good. You take Carlos Hyde, who has a concussion. You have Brady, who's suspended for 4 games. You have Emmanuel Sanders, who has a rookie quarterback in Paxton Lynch or Mark Sanchez throwing to him, which means the deep ball that Manning and Osweiler threw to him that made him successful is pretty much gone.
Right. That's why I took C.J. Anderson, is because they have no passing game.
Right. Phillip Rivers, I don't think has a wide receiver except for Stevie Johnson, who didn't even get drafted in our league.
No.
You have Melvin Gordon, who can run well for them. Again, that's the same thing as C.J. Anderson pick. You take him because they don't have a passing game.
Right.
He will be splitting carries with, what the hell's his name? God damn it. No, Melvin Gordon is their guy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. He takes the Broncos D, which is, I think...
Abdul Abdallah.
No, he's in Detroit.
Where's Gordon?
He's in San Diego.
Oh, okay.
Then you take Denver's D, which is probably that's probably his best pick so far, except for maybe AJ Green. Tyler Eifert's hurt. They're looking at him to be out for another couple of weeks. Danny Woodhead is the backup to Melvin Gordon. So now you have 2 running backs that are handcuffed together, and that doesn't really work. Jimmy Graham had one of the worst seasons of his life in Seattle last year. You have a kicker who's going to be relying on a rookie quarterback to get you down the field. J. I mean, okay, that's a fine pick as far as a running back goes, but in Miami, he's splitting time with what the hell's his name in Miami? Arian Foster's down there now.
Yeah.
So he's going to be splitting time with Arian Foster. Stephon Diggs, decent wide receiver, with Bridgewater throwing him the ball. And then in like a last-ditch effort, like I need a player, I'm not really sure who I'm going to take, Reggie Bush at running back. I honestly think that Chris may pass Keith for the loser of the draft as far as it is on paper.
Could be.
And it's so hard to pick a winner of the draft.
You can't.
I mean,
I kind of like Ron's draft.
Who? Oh, Ron. Yeah, Ron.
But I don't like his quarterbacks.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of his quarterbacks.
Although I do like Cousins. that late.
Yeah, yeah.
You got Cousins. I was actually going to take him in that round.
Yep. And so, like, well, let's just go through. So, Crazy Squirrels, I'm not really. I mean, I think Will was kind of in a predicament that he obviously with the first round pick he hits a home run with Antonio Brown. You can't go wrong with Antonio Brown.
Right.
But then when you're in the number 1 spot in a serpentine draft or in a snake draft, it is so hard to keep away from being wrapped up with hitting a home run with every pick because it's been so long since you got a pick.
Yeah.
And I think that ends up hurting you in the long run because I've been in that spot before. I had Adrian Peterson and the rest of my team was shot.
Right.
And I think that kind of falls under the same thing. You know, if you look at it, Antonio Brown's a good pick. Eddie Lacy ultimately is going to be may be a good pick.
It's a reach.
But Brandon Cooks, when it goes this way, this way, this way. So Brandon Cooks, he could have landed Randall Cobb, Jeremy Maclin, Demaryius Thomas, Kevin Benjamin. Because it went this way. So, I'm sorry, he could have got T.Y. Hilton, Brandon Marshall, Mike Evans, Jordy Nelson, Sammy Watkins. Brandon Cooks, I mean, okay, he's a good wide receiver, but I'm not going to take him over guys that are on the board like Hilton or Mike Evans or even a Jordy Nelson coming back with Aaron Rodgers. That one's a stretch. You know, I think Luck's a good pick.
I mean, I might even take Crabtree before Cooks.
I think Luck is a good pick, but when you combine it with a Doug Martin, I don't think it's that good of a pick.
You know, Doug Martin always has a lot of upside to me, and I think they're going to be a lot better down there this year. And you know, I kind of like that pick. I kind of like Muscle Hamster.
I love that nickname.
I know.
TJ says he got a steal with Derek Carr going as late as he did. I think he did too in round 8. I was actually looking to take Carr as my backup quarterback. What's your opinion on my quote-unquote sleeper of the draft in my round 8? Kevin White, wide receiver out of Chicago.
You know, you gotta look at who he's having thrown at or to him.
I mean, he has Kyler thrown to him.
Yeah, but I mean that guy he's a hit away from getting sit down for a couple of weeks. He's a couple of sentences away from losing the team half the time.
But when he's on, he's a good quarterback.
But he's inconsistent. He'll have a 300-yard game. He'll have 4 touchdowns in one game, and then he'll throw 6 picks the next game.
The good thing that I have going for me...
He's just inconsistent.
The good thing I have going for me with him is Alshon Jeffrey and Kevin White are basically going to be told to run. Run fast, run straight, and they both have the speed to burn defenses and just catch that deep ball. Yeah. So I'm hoping that's just going to be an air-it-out situation. I
like your Rodgers pick in the 3rd round. I like your Murray pick in the 4th round. Crabtree.
I think Crabtree's going to have a big year. He looks really good. His hands
Although Cooper's going to take a lot of his deep balls.
He is. But I think Crabtree's going to be more of a red zone option because he's that second option when
he's that possession receiver.
Well, not only that though, but in the red zone, everyone's going to be looking at Cooper, and I think that Crabtree's going to be the sneaky one. Jarvis Landry's going to probably have a big year again. I think Colby Fleener, although he was good under Luck, I think he has a better opportunity to be even better under Drew Brees because look what Jimmy Graham did with Drew Brees.
Right.
You know, that's a fresh start. Vincent Jackson is always up and down. I think Mariota's going to have a good year. He has a running back now in DeMarco Murray that can actually protect him, which is going to be good for him.
Right.
Matt Jones, you know, the jury's kind of out on him. He had really good sparks. Devin Funchess had a great rookie year, and I think it's only going to be better. And I think Vance McDonald, is going to turn some heads in San Francisco. I think he's finally going to have a breakout year. And then I got Dorial Green-Beckham. He's up there in Philly now. At the vice of Ron from Corner Pub. Basically, he's 6'8". He's going to be their only end zone target. The way he's looking at him is, maybe 4 or 5 catches a game, 30-something yards, but 2 of those catches are going to be touchdown passes in the red zone, assuming that they could get to the damn red zone because Philly's offense is going to be tough. And then, like I said, Corey Coleman, I don't know who the fuck that guy is. I took Houston's defense, and Chandler
Houston's defense is going to score a lot of points.
Oh, yeah.
So they'll get a lot of sacks.
And then your team, we'll just wrap it up with yours. Like I said, Ezekiel Elliott, Le'Veon Bell, Mike Evans is a very good wide receiver. Jeremy Maclin is your Achilles heel. You take him.
I take him every year because I always have I always have the thought that he's gonna break it deep for.
So I'm standing there at the board looking at stickers, and I hear you go, I take him every year. I don't want to take him. And I'm like, Macklin? And you're like, all right, I'll take Macklin. Like, I knew who you were talking about. So you have Macklin, then you took C.J. Anderson. We talked about that. Jordan Reed, I think, is going to be Cousins' main option in Washington. Carolina Panthers defense obviously is going to be very good. Eli, I think you're hesitant to take. Another one of those situations where it's like, damn it, I don't really want him. But he's a good option in the 8th round. Frank Gore's a workhorse. We talked about him last week. He's going to get
and only need him for 3 weeks.
Right, because then Le'Veon Bell's back.
Right.
I almost kicked you out of the league for taking my Tyler Lockett. He was my sleeper last year. He was last year's Kevin White for me. Marvin Jones, don't really know much about him.
I don't either.
LeGarrette Blount, if he can stay healthy and keep his head straight, he'll be okay. You handcuff Eli with Sterling Shepard, which I think is a good idea. Graham Gano's going to kick a shitload of kicks. You have Matt Stafford. If they do figure out the offense, then he can.
That's why I
replace
took
Eli.
him that. That's why I took him that late.
Jason Witten, I think, was a throwaway pick for you just because you needed a backup tight end. And then your biggest throwaway pick, although he's going to be a kick returner, is Bruce Ellington. I don't see him cracking your lineup.
So here's why I took. This was my whole reason for taking Ellington. Is there's a couple of times where somebody's going to be on a bye that I need to drop somebody. And I need to pick somebody up. And instead of losing somebody that might be snagged up right away, I can drop Ellington, who cares, and pick up somebody for the week, and I'm all right. So that's kind of what my thought was behind that.
And you may have that with Marvin Jones and LeGarrette Blount, too. So,
yeah.
I mean, you have a couple options to do that.
I think my starting lineup is decent. I'm not super happy with but I got strong running backs. Elliott, he's a wild card. He could be great. He's got a great offensive line to run behind. And I like Reed from Washington because I really like Cousins a lot.
Me too.
I would have taken him. I was going to take him the same round somebody took him earlier. I think I talked about that earlier.
Yep.
I'm all right. I'm all right.
And every year my draft, I've always been thin on wide receiver. I always focus on running back. And I think this year I finally fanned out my picks well enough to have a solid lineup. I mean, if you look at like I said, we look at my wide receivers. I have Beckham Jr., which I think he's a shoe-in. Michael Crabtree I think is going to be good. Jarvis Landry's a kick returner as well as a. And
we get points for kick returns, don't we? Yeah.
You got a deep threat wide receiver. Kevin White, it's basically his rookie year. Vincent Jackson, when he's on big. He's going to pretty much ride my bench until he has a couple strong weeks to make sure Winston can hit the ball to him.
I'm not sure about Funchess. I'm not sure about him.
Funchess,
he had a decent year last year, but not very. It was kind of okay. And that's about it.
Funchess is kind of my Bruce Ellington. I'm not necessarily going to drop him, but he's one of those guys that can sit on the end of my bench for a while, and it's not going to hurt me to do so.
Right.
And then Dorial Green-Beckham, he's going to sit on the end of my bench as well, just to kind of see if he does get those red zone touches. And then Corey Coleman, I got him just because, like I said, he was so high on every board.
Right.
I don't want him to sit on the waiver wire where if he does turn out to be good, someone else grabs him. So it's just one of those protection.
And he's
picks.
trade bait too. He could be trade bait.
And then TJ just pointed it out. I think I had too many Roy Rogers because he did draft Terrell Pryor for wide receiver. But again, that falls under the Josh Gordon, Dax Prescott. That could turn out to be a decent thing.
Yeah.
Him and RG3 get along great, and there's a lot of talk that he could be a solid number 2 receiver in Cleveland. So who knows? But there is someone we want to talk about, and we're actually going to reset Mixler before we do so because we're at the hour. Colin Kaepernick and what he decided to do with his $19 million a year entitled bullshit ass. We'll get to him in 2 seconds when we reset Mixler.
And I am going to sit down for this. I'm not going to stand up.
Oh, I'm not going to stand up. I might stand up. I'm getting kind of pissed off about it already. Colin Kaepernick decides that he wants to sit down during the national anthem against the Green Bay Packers because
he did it the week before too. Nobody caught it.
Nope. There's video of him standing against Denver.
Is there?
Yes.
Because I thought Chip Kelly came out and said that He did sit for.
I heard the opposite. I heard that there was vivid proof that he was standing during the Denver game. If that's wrong, then I stand corrected. But my thing is, first of all, how dare you? You're not going to stand and honor the what the flag represents. Yet the people that fight for the flag and defend that flag are the reason why you're wearing pads on the sideline of an NFL stadium, able to play a game in which you throw a football around and make $19 million a year. Where people are literally giving their lives for this. However, you feel that your way of protesting is going to be to not honor the flag of the country you live in? Doesn't make any sense to me.
You know, he's trying to make himself relevant. Yeah. In his mind, as a football player, he is completely and utterly irrelevant. He has no purpose on the team. Shit, there's a good chance he's not even going to make the final roster.
Yep.
And the only way that he can make himself relevant in his mind is to take a political stand. And the problem is, it's a bad political stand. It's not what you want to do. It's his thinking was, Black Lives Matter. The police are out to get all black people. I'm not going to honor a country that promotes violence on black people. Well, Colin, I got news for you. Most of the murders that are committed on black people are committed by black people. Most of the crime that happens to black people is committed by black people. Not saying that in a racist way. It's the facts. Check the numbers out. Yep. You can't. The flag is more than just police officers. Yep. The flag is those guys that are over in Afghanistan, that are over in Iraq, that were in Vietnam, that were in Korea, that were in World War II, that were in World War I, that all died to give you the freedom to where, one, you don't have to be in the military. Any other country in the world, you have to sign up and you have to go into the military. So you don't have to do that. You have the freedom to be able to play a kid's game on Sunday afternoons for 6 months and make as much money as anybody else in the country. And you don't even have to be good at it.
Right.
You have the freedom to do that. You have the freedom to live anywhere you want to live, to do anything you want to do. You have people that will do anything for you. You're not oppressed. There is no oppressed. There has been not 1 minute of oppression in your lifetime.
How do you think his adoptive parents feel? A white couple in Nevada who adopted him to
Modesto.
Yeah. But, I mean, how do you think that they feel about him saying, I'm standing up for the oppression of white people against blacks, when they basically saved his life by adopting him out of poverty and out of the situation he was in?
I just had a thought. Do you think that maybe he was getting criticism for being too white? And this is a way that he can show black people that he's black?
Maybe. But here's the thing. Here's my thought. He knows that he's done in San Francisco. He knows that his football career is at a point in which it may not rebound. He was making his debut in the preseason after multiple shoulder surgeries, after all these reports of dead arm, after these reports of not knowing what the fuck he's doing. And I think that if he wants his football career to continue outside of San Francisco, because I think he's ultimately done in San Francisco, he knew that the narrative after the game, because in his mind, he knew he was not going to play good, being it was his first game, could not have the media talking about his play on the field. He needed something else to be the spotlight.
That is a great point that I never thought of. That's awesome.
He basically sabotaged the media to say, hey, look, we'll talk about this. I'll talk to the press. I'll clear it up. I'll say it's a big misunderstanding down the road, whatever the hell it may be. But people are going to forget that
you went 6 for 14. Or
I played like shit.
2 for 6 for 14 yards.
Right. And then, not only that, but while that's happening, he is putting such a bad PR spin on the San Francisco 49ers that it's going to push their hand to make a stand, and they're essentially going to kick him out of town where he can get the fresh start that he wants.
But I don't think he's going to get a fresh start. That's the whole problem.
There's a team, Cowboys, maybe? No, I think that the Cowboys could bring him in as a backup to Prescott in case that Prescott doesn't do well, and let him have free roam and just throw the ball downfield.
No, you know where I think
to Des Bryant.
Or either that or he goes to Canada.
And play in the CFL?
And play in the CFL. That way, so here you go. He goes to Canada. They don't play the Star Spangled Banners.
He can sit all he wants.
He can sit all he wants. That whole thing dies down. He plays up there for a couple of years. He gets his game back. He learns how to play football. He learns how to throw the ball again. That wide open, big field where he can throw the ball all over the place. He gets his game back. People forget about what he did. And all of a sudden, he can sign again. Maybe that's what he's thinking. I mean, that might be a way to go.
I think he's pressing the hand of San Francisco to say, hey, you know what? You don't want me on your roster. You don't want this negative energy. You want to focus on what's going forward. Okay, you know what? I just pissed everybody off. Get me out of here. I want to start over, wherever it may be.
It might be the Cowboys. It could be the Cowboys.
It could be the Cowboys. I think that Cleveland's could still be an option for him behind RG3.
Maybe, yeah.
I think that the Jets could be an option for him. I don't think that they're very sold on Geno Smith behind Ryan Fitzpatrick.
I know one team it won't be.
What's that?
Have you watched Hard Knocks?
No.
Jeff Fisher did about a 10-minute rant on how important standing at attention for the national anthem, even going to where this is where your helmet is, and defense on this side of the 50 and offense on that side of the 50.
Nice.
And this is how you stand. This is where your helmet is. This is where your hands are. This is what you do. This is important to me. It's a respect issue.
Nice. I love Jeff Fisher.
You know he's not going to go to L.A.
No, and I don't think he would have anyways.
No,
But I mean, like, there's a number of teams that could give him a chance. I think also, too, and like I said, New York, because if they were sold on Geno Smith being their quarterback, they wouldn't have folded on the Ryan Fitzpatrick thing after like 2 months of not signing him. All of a sudden, now they're bringing him back in.
Yeah, I know. Geno Smith.
If Geno was their guy, then Ryan Fitzpatrick walks. So I think that he could go there. You know, I think there's a number of teams that you could see Kaepernick suiting up for behind a player, especially behind a quarterback that's fragile. I could see Minnesota. Bridgewater has a history of getting hurt. You know, there's a lot of teams. Denver still could be an option for him.
Denver doesn't have a quarterback.
Denver has Paxton Lynch, who's a rookie who looks scared, and they have butt fumble.
There's word that butt fumble's not even going to make the team.
Yeah, so there's an opening for him there too. So I think that this was like oh shit, you know what? There's a lot of teams that are not doing well at the quarterback position. You know what? I'm not doing well either, but I can really probably spin the fresh start somewhere else and use that to my advantage. I'll take a little bit lesser money because the Niners are going to cut me, which means my guaranteed money is still in play.
Yep.
A team's going to pay a little bit of the salary for me. I'm still going to get paid, and I'm going to go start somewhere fresh. I think that while it makes him look like one of the biggest assholes on the planet, I think it's a smart move by Kaepernick if it turns out to be an exit strategy.
And you know what? We know that everybody listens to Sports Talk 916 all the time. Charles Barkley does.
Right.
A couple other people do. I would not be surprised if it came out or people started putting out the
smoke screen
the thought that I'm going to do this so nobody pays attention to how I play.
Yep.
I would not be shocked if you don't see that.
Heard it here first.
Yep. You heard it here first, and we'll be glad to point that out, too.
Oh, I will point that out everywhere, and I will link to the audio. Heard it here first. So here's the thing, though. We'll get to this, and then we'll be done with this topic. Colin Kaepernick, born in 1987, plays for the San Francisco 49ers, drafted in the third round of the NFL draft. Refused to stand for the national anthem because the American flag oppresses black people, makes $19 million per year. Remember the name Glenn Coffey? Former 49ers running back?
Mm-hmm.
Born in 1987, played for the San Francisco 49ers, drafted in the third round of the NFL draft. Gave up a contract guaranteeing him over $12 million in the NFL and his NFL career to go into the Army and serve his country.
Oh, there's plenty of those.
Right, but I'm just saying, it's an apples-to-apples comparison when it's a 49er player, third round, same age, same everything, both African-Americans who understand what the value of the American flag is and the opportunity that it presents. It shows you where someone's mindset is. And his mindset is all about Colin Kaepernick, nothing else.
Yep.
And I guarantee you it's a smokescreen to try to get him out of town and let him start fresh somewhere else.
I'm sure it is.
Because I'm sure he caught wind of it that Chip Kelly doesn't like him, doesn't think he can play his quarterback position, and he doesn't have a spot on the 49ers roster.
I think he hit the nail on the head.
I've been thinking about that all week since that shit came out.
I didn't even think about that. It didn't dawn on me. But
Because if you watch ESPN, you watch SI, anything related to it, all the talk was Colin Kaepernick's going to make his debut. How's he going to do?
Yep.
And they were already throwing a negative spin on it because he wasn't doing good in practice.
Absolutely.
And I think he saw that, was like, oh shit, I'm screwed. I need to take the heat off me. Because honestly, this is going to blow over.
Oh, absolutely.
The Niners had a player-only meeting tonight. Navarro Bowman came out and said, we're going to stick together as a team. You know what I mean? They're going to have their brother camaraderie thing. The Niners are going to try to sweep it under the rug because they don't want it to be a distraction to the rest of the football team. The media is going to talk about it for another week. He'll stand probably next week, or he's
going to sit. He said he was going to sit.
Okay, so he'll sit next week. He'll stick to his word. There's going to be no other discussion on it because of the fact that he's sticking to what it is, and it's going to blow over. And then,
then he's going to get cut.
Yeah.
And he'll be gone.
And then he'll start somewhere else. Bye-bye, Colin Kaepernick. And to the guy on Facebook that burned his jersey, bravo. I hate jersey burnings, but I'm sorry, when it represents the American flag in the country that allows him to have a jersey with his name on it that someone pays $110 to wear, they have every right to burn it for him being a fucking asshat.
Right. Now, so remember in the Olympics when...
That Russian runner shit himself?
No.
That was awesome.
No, was it one of the gymnasts didn't put her hand over her heart?
Yeah. Gabby Douglas. Didn't put her hands up.
Gabby Douglas, yeah. Completely overblown.
100%.
And did you see the video of the pole vaulter?
Oh, yes. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Middle of his run. And did he end up losing points for that or getting disqualified?
No.
Because he didn't hit a certain mark on the track?
Nope.
But yeah, he's running down full sprint, and the national anthem starts, and he stops, drops his pole, turns, finds a flag, and salutes, and
stands at attention. He's an Army reservist,
right?
Did you see Usain Bolt?
Yes, he stops his interview. He's not even from this country. Stops his interview with one of the reporters at one of the Olympic trials, and says, "Hold on a second." Turns, finds a flag, and honors the United States national anthem without doing the interview through it. Those people have no connection. Well, Usain Bolt has no connection to the United States except for they give him a platform to run and represent his country on.
Right.
And he still has enough.
So he understands the freedoms that we get in this country because he benefits from them. Colin Kaepernick just completely doesn't get it. He doesn't get it at all.
What's up, James? You're coming in right at the end of it. We're about wiped out. And someone said something the other day, and someone said, "Oh, thanks Kaepernick for representing the 49ers." And I said, don't link Kaepernick's actions to the 49ers. He represents his own idiot.
Yeah.
And someone said, "Oh, unfortunately, he does represent the 49ers because he's one of their players," and blah, 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 blah. I think Navarro Bowman coming out and saying, "We're standing by our guy, and we're going to unite as a team," represents the 49ers much better than Kaepernick does.
Yeah.
And the NFL, and then this guy says, "What a bold statement by the NFL. I'm proud of the NFL."
For what?
Did you see the NFL statement?
No.
NFL statement was, there's going to be no reprimand on Colin Kaepernick because while our players are encouraged to stand for the national anthem, there's no rule that states they have to. And that was their statement. He's like, "I'm proud of the NFL for making the bold statement of support." They basically just, blew smoke up everyone's ass and said, "Hey, don't include us in this. We don't want the hellstorm that's coming from it." You know what I mean? It's like, quit giving these fucking guys a free pass. It's ridiculous.
I would have loved to see a bunch of Marines on the sidelines during that and watch Kaepernick sit down.
Oh, like if they rolled the flag out onto the field and they had Marines holding the flag and not the cheerleaders or something?
Or no, say there's a bunch of Marines just kind of hanging out behind the 49ers.
Mike, the breaking Sports Center alert was Ty Lawson. We covered it about 30 minutes ago. Good job, ESPN.
Let's say there's a bunch of Marines that are just kind of guests of the Niners and They're on the field and they're sitting right behind the.
But the Niners paid for them to be there, right?
Yeah.
Or the NFL or the veterans had to pay for them to be there.
Yeah, of course. And see him do that. It's like it would be like somebody burning the flag or stepping on the flag around some Marines.
Or walking by and spitting water in the face of every one of those Marines for standing there, or
Absolutely.
throwing popcorn at them, or whatever.
Absolutely.
There's no difference to me.
Yeah. The flag represents a lot more than just what's going on in the country now.
Well, and regardless of that, it at no point in the history of the flag, and if you say the Confederate flag, I'm going to kick you in the dick. Anyone, it represents nothing about race. It represents the country in which we live and the freedoms and the benefit it provides.
Now, have we treated every race perfectly?
No.
Have we treated both sexes equally?
No.
And, there's a lot of things that we've done bad.
Right.
And there's a video. Hold on. There's a video that I've seen. It's from a movie, and if I knew what movie it was, I probably watched the movie. But it's who is it? Famous actor, and he's in a college setting. He's obviously running for president or something, and somebody asks him what it's going to take to make the country great, and he goes on this rant for about 10 minutes about how the country really has not been. There's been something wrong with the country at all times, but overall, it's a great country. We haven't done everything right, but there's a whole bunch of lives in a whole bunch of cemeteries, or a whole bunch of people in a whole bunch of cemeteries that died for what we have. And that's what that flag stands for. And somebody like Colin Kaepernick, who is benefiting more than anybody else from those guys dying and the freedoms that they give us, who has never, ever experienced any kind of oppression in his lifetime, to make that kind of a statement is just idiotic. Mm-hmm. Just idiotic.
I agree 100%. It's ridiculous. It absolutely is ridiculous. And I really don't want to spend much more time on it because I think we've already spent more time than he deserves on the topic.
Bottom line is, I hope he's gone tomorrow. I mean, I hope he's gone by the beginning of the season.
I don't see him being around for the beginning of the season. No. I think tomorrow's a little bit of a hasty situation.
Well, they got to make cuts this week, though, too,
But, and then on top of that, just a big thank you to Christian Ponder for one, signing, but two, playing like he knows how to play the quarterback position.
Yeah.
Because that's making it a lot easier to get rid of Kaepernick.
There's just 19 million reasons why it's hard to get rid of him.
I think a team will come and pick up some of that. And I don't know. It won't be a lot of it, but it'll pick up some of it. And the PR nightmare that's going to come from him being on the roster, they'll make that money up by making the right move and cutting him.
And by the way, thank you, Trent Baalke, for giving him all that money.
Yeah. On that note, Season 5, Episode 1's in the books. For Greg Veroza, I am Greg Bowl. Next week is a maybe with the holiday weekend. We'll let you know midweek. But until next time, actually, if we skip this week, the following week will be NFL Sunday Football Week 1.
Ooh.
Maybe we'll just wait, build it up, and debut Week 1.
We're going to make picks, though, too.
We'll make our picks. We'll get them on the website.
Okay.
So we'll see you guys the 10th, September 10th. We're going to take the Labor Day weekend off, spend it with your family, spend it with your drinking buddies, playing poker, whatever the hell you're going to do. September 10th, Week 1, the official first week of Sunday Night Football.
Should be a national holiday.
It should be. Until then, guys, we will see you on all social media platforms. Facebook, Twitter,
Instagram,
Tumblr. Oh, actually, I have something really cool coming out.
Okay.
Hopefully this week I should have it. As you know, I do the obstacle course racing and things like that. We have the World Championships of Spartan Race coming up in October 1st.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on an interview with...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm working on an interview with the I believe she's the number 3 female professional racer in Spartan Race right now. She does American Ninja Warrior. She was on the Spartan Ultimate Team Challenge. And she's, I believe, number 3 ranking right now in the world for Spartan Race heading into Tahoe. Rose Wetzel. I'm working on getting an interview with her leading up to Tahoe.
Cool.
She's already said she would love to do it. Her brother lives in Sacramento. She loves Sacramento, so she's just got to set something up with her. I'm working on an interview with a a gentleman named Chris. I forgot what his last name is. He runs by far the biggest obstacle course racing podcast and running blog, Obstacle Course Racing Media. He's already said he's down to come on and discuss the sport of obstacle course racing, the fold to battle frog, and where it's leading as far as there's actually a push to try to get in the Olympics someday as well, like a country represented in this type of thing. So we're working on him. And there's a local guy who's in Southern California. His name is Joel Chavez. Is
that Albert? Is it related to Albert?
No, not at all. He's, I believe, in his late 30s, early 40s. He's a father of 2, and for the last couple of years, he's been battling stage 4 colon cancer. And this guy, this interview is going to be web-based only. It's going to be on our blog. I've sent a bunch of questions to him that I had, and he just recently found out that his cancer has spread. And he is working through chemotherapy and radiation, still working out daily. This guy's he puts us to shame as far as the shape he's in. It's just amazing.
It's not hard to do.
Well, it's amazing what he's going through to stay in shape. And he's leading up to Tahoe for his trifecta against doctor's orders to be even running these races. He says he's going to do it. I have an interview hopefully coming up, a written interview with him coming up as well.
Cool.
That'll be on our website. So we'll get all those up, and we'll kind of branch away from the standard sport and get a little bit more in-depth into some of the pro racers and whatnot with obstacle course racing and Spartan races and things like that. So stay tuned for all of that. We will see you September 10th, week 1, NFL football.
Can't wait.
God, it's going to be great because Sunday Ticket turns on then. Only thing that makes working Sundays worth it is I have a 20-inch tablet that'll be sitting on my computer or my desk over there.
Well, and Red Zone turns on.
And that's what I'm saying, Red Zone.
Not game. Well, Sunday NFL Tickets where you can watch all the games.
Right, but I have Red Zone through that as well.
Red Zone.
Oh, it gives me joy.
I have a football chubby.
I'm gonna set up my. I have the roster here. I'm gonna roster bait a little bit later tonight.
Roster bait.
We'll take a look at the rosters and see how things go. For Greg, I am Greg. We will see you guys on the 10th.
Good night, Larry.